Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by that prize guy.
The golden comeback trail continues for one of the nicest and most seriously determined heavyweights on the planet, Fabio Wardley. He remains undefeated. Oh, there's that right there again. I was talking about combinations from Parker and Wardley in a storm. It's all Fabio Wardley, and Parker's got a hold. It's over. Fabio Wardley with a seismic shock in one of the great heavyweight battles you will see.
Wow, that was something, right? I mean, I don't know how many people expected that to happen. Not like that. Anyway, an incredible fight, and I said it in the ring, Carl. Carl and Moses the Town were with me on stage. I said it in the ring that that's one of the best fights, regardless of weight, that I've seen at the O2 Arena for a long time.
Incredible, back and forth, both guys hurt. I know Fabio said he wasn't hurt, but according to my eyes, it looked like he was hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean, he put so much effort into the fight. Both of them did, and then they were having to take big rests. The other guy was allowed to come back into the fight. It was so back and forth. But, I mean, the story for Fabio Wardley, I mean, the vast majority of people wouldn't have had him as the favourite. They would have had Joe Parker because of the resume and because of the run of fights. And that was fair. But Fabio was always in a fight. We always knew that he had that. In his last two fights, he stopped the guy, one in the 10th round and one in the 11th round. Now, there's a little bit of a debate about maybe the stoppage being slightly too early, but let's not take that away from Fabio. He's done something that a lot of people didn't think he could. I mean, the story is incredible. There should be a movie made already before even anything goes on next, Usyk or whatever.
You see Fabio in the gym. You know exactly what Fabio can do. You've watched him spar. Does that surprise you, what you've seen?
Do you know, no, it doesn't, you know, because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I had Fabio to stop him quite late, but I didn't think the fight was gonna be so one-sided to Joseph Parker before Fabio was able to land the knockout. Like, there's a famous saying that goes around in the Davidson gym: a knockout tends to happen way before it actually happens. So basically, meaning it's the prep to the knockout, and I think it's quite impressive for Fabio to just come out that, because I don't even feel like that's technical. I feel like that's more heart, determination, grit, his chin, his fitness. It's like, you just got to admire it, to be honest.
It's incredible. I don't know how our team have put together a highlight package, because you could show the whole fight.
Yeah.
The whole fight was a highlight package. But round two was interesting because that's when we saw Joseph hurt.
Yeah, he was.
And it almost made me seem that Fabio is the bigger puncher of the two, which might sound obvious, but I mean, there were still questions whether or not Joseph could hang with him when it comes to punch power.
Yeah, I think they were fair questions as well. But Fabio hurt him early on in the fight. But then he look at this right hand. I mean, it landed on the chin. Maybe Fabio was pulling away from it. It looked worse than what it was. But there was a number of them that landed right on the button, and it looked. Fabio says he wasn't hurt, but it looked like he was a little bit hurt. But then he would just throw back again. I mean,
his powers of recovery are incredible.
It is incredible.
It seems as though he's hurt, but then he's immediately on the front foot again.
The guy's making an absolute mockery of this sport. He hadn't, when Joe Parker was world champion, Fabio hadn't made his debut yet. He's had a couple of white collar fights. He's turned pro, and he's on the verge of fighting Alexander Usyk for all the belts. I mean, the story is like, it sounds like fantasy.
Okay, I think we're coming to the stoppage here, because I do want to get honest takes. And I know, Moses, it's a bit difficult for you because, again, he's in the same camp as you. So I'll come to you first, Carl. Was it stopped early, considering the magnitude of the fight?
I'm going to watch it back here. I think it may have been a little... Yeah,
maybe. Not surprise you?
Maybe. But, look, in hindsight, Big Joe could have been taken out with a shot in 1 or 2 shots' time. I just think so late on the fight. And I'm someone, I mean, I'm pretty... As I've retired from the sport, I've been a safety-first approach type of guy.
Why is it always Howard Foster, by the way?
Why is it always?
Why is it always Howard Foster?
You need to ask him. I feel like it was a little early, but I'll take nothing away from Fabio. Incredible.
Moses, you're in a weird position now, because again, it's a stable, mate. You're two, I think, top 5 heavyweights. I mean, what does someone do? Leave the gym? What happens, Moses?
I don't know. It's an awkward position that we're in, but you know, like, I don't really see Fabio as my rival. I kind of see him as a team member.
Yeah.
And like, that's the same way like when we're in the gym. There's so many stars at the gym at the minute. It's like I'm not in competition with any of them boys because like they're my stable mates.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So, like I said, I can just admire and take inspiration for what Fabio's done today.
Was Fabio better than you expected, or was Parker not as good as you expected?
The thing is, I expected Fabio to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, he was like kind of losing most of the rounds, and like a lot of the shots were flying over
Parker's head.
Parker's shoulder actually, because Parker was rolling off the shoulder, and a quick change of tactics with a slip uppercut, and that's all she wrote. That's pretty much the end of it. So you got to admire that as well.
Yeah, just before I let you go, and I do want to get your take on this. The Fabio story is insane, and I know we keep talking about it. We keep talking about it though because it is insane.
It is.
It really is. I mean, I kept saying Rocky movie. It's more than that because Rocky actually was a boxer. Like Fabio was not, and then he decided to put on boxing gloves for white collar, and now he is. Now he's on the cusp of fighting for all the belts.
This is the hardest sport in the world, boxing. To be able to fight for 12 rounds and have the energy that he has and have the chin that he has and the courage and the guts and the technique and everything else. For me, boxing is the toughest sport in the world. And this guy's a relative newbie to it, and he's making it look easy.
Moses, putting your boxing hat back on again for us. Did you see improvements from Fabio than he did against Justice? I mean, are we seeing those improvements happen every fight?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because in my opinion, I feel like technically Justice Huni was a better boxer than Joseph Parker. I just think Joseph Parker, and showed it, is more durable and can whack a little bit harder. So, I don't know. But for me, it's hard to argue the fact that Fabio deserves a shot at the titles.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to ignore that. Like the streak that he went on, obviously knocked out David Adley, knocked out Fraser Clark, and knocked out Justice Huni. Now knocked out Joseph Parker. Like, come on, man. Give the man a shot. Give the man a shot.
You've got itchy knuckles, I can tell.
Bro, I've got bleeding knuckles.
Yeah, I think you're ready to go. You're ready to go. All right, let's get more reaction. Let's go to ringside to our commentary team of Darren Barker and Barry Jones. Well, Adam Smith's already run away. Gents, what did you make of it all? Before you kind of dissect the fight, early stoppage, yes or no from both of you?
My gut is it was a little early, but the safety of the boxer is paramount. But Barry Jones, incredible scenes at the O2. Heavyweight boxing at its finest.
You just can't predict anything in heavyweight boxing. I mean, Fabio Wardley's story is mad enough as it is, but there seemed to be a ceiling to where he was going to go at some point. You can't just, with that lack of experience, keep beating people at the higher level. And tonight, I thought that was going to be clear. Not just, oh, he reached the ceiling, but he had a good go. I thought it was going to be clear he's going to get outboxed and possibly stopped. And the chin. And more than that, the determination. I mean, I said it in commentary, he is the heavyweight Nigel Benn. Just to fire under pressure, whatever happens, however tired or hurt he is, his first instinct is to fire back. But sorry, Darren, but tonight, he showed more smarts to his game, where he held on now and again when he was tired. I mean, he's an evolving fighter, but what he is TV gold. I mean, he's so exciting.
He's always ticking boxes, isn't he? Because he's a work in progress, doesn't have that amateur background. Ticking boxes, as I say, not only did we know that he had world-class power, but that chin, as you say, was remarkable. Some of those shots he took from Joseph Parker were ending fight shots.
They were, but ultimately, the shots when he lets his hands go, as we see, that's the difference with Fabio Wardley. The commitment to every punch he throws is real. He puts every ounce of his body into every punch, like it's the last punch he's going to throw. But he can do it continuously, and you see with the stoppage, he just kept throwing punches. Whether it was early or not is almost irrelevant, because he was going to carry on throwing punches anyway.
Was it early?
A tad, but I think there's context to it as well. That how hard the fight was, how many times they've both been hurt, and maybe there was a few seconds there that maybe he wasn't firing back. But I thought it was a tad early. But 2 more punches and it could have been a whole lot different story.
Where do we put Fabio Wardley in the world heavyweight rankings?
Well, he just
now?
beat the guy who we've all been screaming about should be boxing Alexander Usyk and should have waited his turn now in hindsight. So he takes his place. He has to take his place. I mean, it's unbelievable. It almost, like as Carl was saying, makes a mockery of our sport that you can just turn up and be number one in the world or number one challenger in the world, which he clearly is now.
Challenging for all 4 belts against one of the greatest that ever graced the ring. He's only been boxing 10 years.
We were talking about, oh, what a movie it'd be, his life, what a movie, what a story. We said it and we meant it, but really, we didn't really mean it because we thought he's not going to get there. He's going to do really well, and then we're going to go, oh, what a movie, what a great story you had. But it's real now. I mean, the chances are he will fight Alexander Usyk for the undisputed championship of the world. That just blows your mind, doesn't it? And deservingly so, by the way. Let's not forget that.
Of course, he's knocked down everyone that he's faced. Epic battle here at the O2. Ade, back to you.
Boys, what a night, what a night. Ben Davison, who's had a good night as well. Royston Barney-Smith looked really, really good. Be interesting to see what happens with him next. But let's jump straight to Fabio, because we were just talking off camera there about just his ability to take shots as well. So it's not the fact he can deliver them, which we all know. I think we saw tonight that he can take a whack, because Joseph Parker can hit very, very hard.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we've seen that a few times with Fabio, a bit too much. But he's gritty, he's tough, bundles of heart, and he's ballsy, as well as he's disciplined, he invests in himself. People talk about luck, but the harder you work, the luckier you get, and he works really, really hard, so I'm over the moon for him.
I have to ask you, Ben, was you shocked Howard came in, or did you expect Howard Foster to come in?
No, I thought potentially could have come in a few seconds earlier, okay. But I also understand if people do say might have been a touch earlier, I do get it. It's at the discretion of the ref. I do think, as much as people might complain about, for people that are going to complain about the stoppage, it was too early. I thought the situation in the first round was an absolute shambles with the gum shield, to be honest with you.
I think it was round 2.
Was it round 2? Was it round 2? It was round 2. Sorry, the gum shields come out, and if there's a lull in the action, there was no lull in the action. Fabio was trying to get rid of him, and the ref called a break to give him time to sort out the gum shield. So, I mean, it was ideal for the fans because we got another 10 rounds or 9 rounds of quality action. So,
can you enjoy it? Like we enjoy it, even though we're kind of like that and behind the cushion. Can you enjoy it as a corner man, what you witnessed, or is it just you're concentrating on what your boy needs to do?
It's frustrating sometimes because there's certain things, that we're asking him to do, and just sometimes, I don't know, he switches off and gets caught up in, I don't know, silly, I don't know, sometimes I think he starts to overthink things.
Yeah.
But he always manages to claw it back and find a way.
You'll enjoy watching it back anyway, Ben, but what's... I mean, the winner of this fight, the proposed fight is Usyk. How do you see him in a fight against Usyk? I mean, surely he's a massive underdog in the fight, but he's got that dynamite and he carries it throughout.
Yeah, look, do you know who it was? Off the back of Hooney, we labelled him like, he's a bit like Deontay Wilder. He's got more up here than Deontay Wilder has, and I think he showed that tonight. So he's not just a lucky shot guy. But look, you're in there with the world's best boxer, but he will be prepared with certain situations, certain scenarios, which he will be drilled for, which will up his chances on landing something. And we're under no illusions. That's probably what we're going to need to do. Tough ask, get it, but hey-ho, what we're here for.
I know boxing isn't just as simple as you beat the second best heavyweight, that makes you the second best heavyweight, but he has just stopped Joseph Parker. He's knocked out, which everyone was saying, and I hope people at home don't start to, reimagine their rankings, because before this fight, Joseph Parker was considered the number 2. And your boy, Ben, has just knocked out the number 2 heavyweight in the world.
Yeah, he's done phenomenal, and obviously a big shout out to Rob Hodgins, who's worked with Fabio from the very, very start. But the credit goes to the boxer because, there's only one man getting in there, only one man taking the punishment, putting his body through what he puts himself through. And a big thing which I do understand with boxers when they don't invest in themselves because they think short career, risky career, could get beat, is the money going to keep coming in? But Fab, time and time again, he invests in himself and he's paying dividends, and that's what it's all about. It's great to see, so he deserves so much credit.
Who plays him in the movie and who plays you in the movie?
Who plays me in the movie? I'd have to have a little word with David Beckham, I reckon.
I was thinking more Matt Damon, but okay.
I reckon he's got to be the Rock in it for Fabio.
Yeah, it's got to be the Rock if he can lose the weight. Incredible. I don't know what everyone expected when they came to the O2 Arena, but I don't know, a fight of the decade probably wasn't in everyone's thinking, and it played out just like that. Fabio Wardley just stopped Joseph Parker, and the carrot being dangled in front of him was Alexander Usyk, and that has to happen now. Frank Warren has to deliver Alexander Usyk for Fabio. Wembley Stadium, I'm calling it 2026. Ben Davison, congratulations. Carl,
Thank you.
Thank you very much as well. Don't go anywhere, because look, loads of boxing to tell you about as well. We go to Manchester for Joshua Buatsi versus Zach Parker. Leroy Perra, a lot of people are talking about him. Takes on Jordan Thompson in his heavyweight debut. And if you like, a bit of bare knuckle, Rodriguez versus Cavender, Saturday, November 1st. Whew. They're kicking us out, Carl. So we've got to go. So I think it's fair to say goodbye.
Goodbye, Ari.
Yeah?
What a night.
What a night indeed. Joseph Parker stopped. Fabio Wardley, the train and the Rocky movie continues. We'll see you on the next one.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
This is exciting.
The Running Man, only theaters November 14th.